Hello and welcome to Think Up. My name is Debonetas. In today's program, we are talking about the US withdrawal from the Iran nuclear deal. The US withdrew in 2018 and now they've implemented sanctions. I have invited Hamid TaqvaeeUs, the leader of the WPI today, to discuss this with me. Hamid TaqvaeeUs, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Hamid, tell us, do you think that the withdrawal of the US government and the sanctions that they have now implemented against Iran, is it a good thing or a bad thing?
I think actually withdrawal and sanctions are two different things. As far as withdrawal is concerned, US leaves an agreement between two governments, between Islamic Republic and United States government. And so in itself, it's nothing bad about it, because we believe that no government in the world should have any agreement, any deal with Iranian government, because Islamic Republic doesn't represent people of Iran. It's a dictatorship, it's a terrorist, not in the region, but in Iran against people of Iran. It has got terrorist policies. So it's a criminal state. So what we want is that politically, Islamic Republic should be boycotted by all the governments. So in itself, leaving an agreement with such a government is even a positive thing. But sanction is a totally different matter, because people of Iran are paying the price for economical sanctions. Since the withdrawal of US, prices in Iran has been doubled and tripled in some cases. And it's unaffordable. People cannot afford to, for everyday life even have food anymore. So it's people of Iran that suffer a lot. So we are against economical sanctions under any condition, but leaving any agreement, any deal with Iranian government is a positive thing.
Why do you think the US government is doing this? What is it trying to achieve? Why are they doing this kind of policy towards the Iranian regime right now?
Okay, they declared 12 conditions. They actually what they want, as they say many times, they want that Iranian government comes back to the negotiation table and have a new deal with that government. And the conditions that US government put forward all of them are against the activities of Iranian government, the policies of Islamic Republic in the region, specifically in Syria, in Lebanon, against Israel, in Yemen. Those are the new conditions that US wants. The old treaty was only about nuclear project of the Islamic Republic. Now Trump government says that's not enough. We want that they want to force Islamic Republic to comply with their foreign policies in Middle East. That's the main thing. And of course, for Islamic Republic, it's almost impossible, because it means that it cut off itself from all the forces that are supported by Iranian government and are very active in Syria, in Lebanon, like Hezbollah, like Hamas, like Islamic groups in Hashd al-Shabi and the rest in Iraq. So it's not the thing that Islamic Republic can comply very easily and at the same time still stay in power in Iran. So it's almost a dilemma for Islamic Republic. On one hand, they need economical relation with the world and with the US, because the US is the main force in the world. And on the other hand, they cannot just withdraw from their policies in the region. So for US government, it's very clear. They want Iranian government somehow to adapt, somehow to comply with their policies in the region, and that's impossible for Islamic Republic.
So the situation the Iranian regime finds itself in right at this moment, they've said now that they might also withdraw from the nuclear deal and that they will keep the uranium within the country instead of selling it abroad. What's the situation now?
Yeah, look, Iranian government tries to somehow put pressure on, especially European governments, that go on with the deal, with the agreement, and also make U.S. To comply with that, to follow what they did in Obama's time. On the other hand, from the situation that is created in Iran, they are talking about the possibility of war, and U.S. forces are in the Gulf and that sort of thing. The Iranian government exaggerates that threat because they want somehow to intimidate the people of Iran and somehow push back their protests. It's all like any other dictator. The Iranian government needs a foreign enemy to intimidate the people of Iran and to stop their protests. That's what they are trying to do right now. But economically, they have a very miserable, unbearable situation. They cannot go on like this. Everybody knows that. So I think practically, Iranian government, the only solution, the only way to end this situation, this crisis, is somehow to negotiate again with U.S. That's the only way out, I think. There is no other way that Iranian government can go on like this. So economically and politically, Iranian government is weakest position during the last 5-6 years, I think. It's never been in such a bad situation, Iranian government. So they had to do something, and they are trying, but I don't know if they actually, if U.S. government let them have some sort of agreement with them, at the same time keeping their policies in Iraq, in Syria, in Yemen, in the region. So, but still, negotiation is negotiation, because U.S. has got 12 conditions. The Iranian government might think that, okay, I don't have to agree with all of them, but we can talk about some of them in somehow just to end at least some of those sanctions in order to breathe, because they cannot breathe anymore. That's the situation in Iran.
So we talked a little bit about perhaps this confrontation might escalate on either side, on both sides, because the US also sending some ships and they want to deploy forces and all of that. And of course, Iran is trying to push that back. But if it might escalate this confrontation or the whole situation, what does it mean for the people in Iran, and especially that rising social movement that we have been seeing over the last couple of years in Iran? What does it mean for the people and the social movement in general?
As I said, Islamic Republic tries to intimidate people by saying that, okay, U.S. is attacking us. They have a plan for a confrontation. So people should just keep quiet, or people should just be against U.S., come to streets against U.S., against the great Satan, and that sort of thing. That the propaganda that U.S. that Islamic Republic always had, and they just try to do it again in this tense situation. But as far as people are concerned, people know that the Islamic Republic is responsible for the whole thing. Even the threat of war is because of Iranian government policies in the region. The policies that people of Iran are against it, and had many slogans against, say, interference of Iranian government, the Iranian government policies in Syria, backing Bashar Assad. People of Iran are against it, and they said it in their slogans. So, and the other slogan is that they know that we know our enemy is here. It's a lie that the enemy is the U.S. Our enemy is here. That's a slogan that they in the streets of Iran. So people know that the main enemy is Islamic Republic. And even if there is a possibility of war because of the Islamic Republic policies, so they know they have to end this situation by a protest, by intensify their fight, their struggle against Islamic Republic. That's what people think about. So at the same time, as I said, the sanctions is not good because economical sanctions make life, everyday life for majority of people of Iran miserable, unbearable. So, but otherwise, politically, people know that even the reason that we have that situation is Islamic Republic. You know, the economical situation was bad already before withdrawing from the treaty. People know that's not the main reason. The main reason is the economical policies of Islamic Republic itself. They know that. But of course, the sanctions make the situation much worse. So people are against Islamic Republic. They know that the main reason of all of those problems that they have is the government, and they are very active in many fronts challenging the Islamic Republic.
Hamid TaqvaeeUs, thank you so much for being on the program today.
Thank you.
This was Think Up with Hamid TaqvaeeUs, the leader of the WPI. Until next time, goodbye.